But let's see. So we do have some stunning news. As you, I think you're aware, Jenny, our president, Donald John Trump, the most godly of presidents in the history of presidents, he and part of why he was chosen, of course. Well, I don't know if he was chosen because he's so godly.
Chosen by God.
Yes, he was anointed by God, as we all know.
Hallelujah.
Yes, I mean that's I think that's indisputable. But apparently there may be finally a schism. Well, because Republicans
with
are very
the Trumpkins?
Republicans, well, specifically with God. Yes.
Did God tell you, or did God tell somebody else?
God doesn't speak to me. Oh, hello to Rocky Huber and Mike Pelopita, who join us in the Facebook live chat. Yeah, God and I don't really talk much.
Are you on the outs? Are you on the bad boy list?
To be honest with you, I don't think he's ever really had much time for me.
No. How did he? You mean she?
Well, how dare you?
Hey,
that's,
how dare you?
So you're going to be in trouble with God. Now, no, we all know God is a wealthy white American male.
Who's
clearly?
We?
Well, we like
mouse in your pocket.
All of us. The rest of us who aren't
us? Who's us?
Who the rest of us who aren't you.
Who aren't me?
Yes.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, because you're questioning.
What about me makes me different?
Well, because you're talking about God being a she instead of a he.
Because she is.
That's crazy talk. Anyway, apparently Trump might be on the outs with God now over this whole Syria thing because Trump wants us to pull out of Syria, let Turkey kind of take control there, which I have mixed feelings about, but apparently Pat Robertson is so upset with Trump over this.
This gets to Pat Robertson. Pat
Robertson says that Trump, because of this, may actually lose the mandate of heaven. What happens then? What if Trump loses the mandate of heaven? Then we have to impeach him, right? Because he'll no longer be God's chosen one. I don't know about that.
Basta!
I don't think you. Yes, I don't think you just. I don't think you just lose. I don't think you lose the mandate of heaven and just become Satan.
Oh yes,
you do. No, he'll still be.
Satan was supposed to be an angel. He lost a mandate, became Satan. There you go.
Well, I suppose. I'll play the audio of this. This is shocking. This is Pat Robertson discussing this, and he is, of course, one of God's representatives. Let's hear what Pat has to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say right now, I am absolutely appalled that the United States is going to betray those democratic forces in northern Syria, that we possibly going to allow the Turkish to come in against the Kurds. That Erdogan is a thug. He has taken control of his country as a dictator. He is a strong leader, and to say he's an ally of America is nonsense. He is in for himself. And the president who allowed Khashoggi to be cut in pieces without any repercussions whatsoever is now allowing the Christians and the Kurds to be massacred by the Turks. And I believe, and I want to say this with great solemnity, the President of the United States is in danger of losing the mandate of heaven if he permits this to happen.
By the way, I don't know if I ever told you this, but in high school,
he's going to go to hell.
Some friends and I had a Christian rock band called Mandate of Heaven.
How'd that go for you?
Not well. We never made it out of the garage or the church. But Trump is in danger of losing the mandate of heaven. Can you believe it? I suppose
the man upstairs told that to their old Pat himself.
Now, of course, if Mike Pence becomes president, he will be able to pick up the mandate of heaven.
Oh, yes, because it will land right on the White House.
I will say this. I have to compliment Pat Robertson on one thing. Good for him. This surprised me, actually. Good for him regardless of how, I have mixed feelings about the Syria issue. But good for him. Good for Pat Robertson for calling out Trump on Khashoggi. That, respect that.
I'm just surprised that he finally hit something that would get Pat Robertson to say something negative in the first place. I mean, he didn't seem to have a problem with grabbing women in fun places.
Right. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of that in the Bible. So, Reverend Pat, he's okay with some of that. That's just, the boys being the boys.
Say something, but I'd probably upset your listeners.
Well, I don't know how you could upset them any more than I probably already do. But, yeah, so, but good on Pat. Respect Pat Robertson for, for hitting him on Khashoggi at least. And, by the way, the grand anomaly about Pat Robertson, we've talked about it on the show. I still find this remarkable that of all people who operate in that space that he does, Pat Robertson is not a creationist. He believes in evolution. He's like the last dude you would expect.
And he believes in the sanctity of the family.
Yes, he does.
Which is why he supports a president who's been married and divorced 3 times and is known for his affairs outside of wedlock and has been on TV grabbing this, that, and the other thing of women. Yeah, there's your family values right there.
Well,
amen.
Well, now, to be fair,
please,
we all know, and again, as I say we, I mean, those of us who understand that Trump was anointed by God, we all know how that works. It's been explained to us many times by Pat and
whatever
others.
God anointed that, will you all just take it and chuck it off the flat earth or something?
It's
Push
God.
It off the edge?
God chose an imperfect man for the job because that's what he does. He chooses an imperfect man.
A sexist, megalomaniac, narcissistic nut job. I'm sorry. I don't want the president of the United States swearing on Twitter anymore. And he's getting worse.
He said ass the other day about Mitt Romney.
Today was worse.
Today?
Yeah, earlier today he said something. He said total cuss word.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it something you can't say on the air?
Yep.
What letter does it start with?
I can't remember exactly.
Did
but
he really did that?
He really did that. I was watching one of the news briefs on YouTube. You can get like MSNBC, CNN, and Fox, all of them. Their latest breaking news gets posted like pretty much right away. And there's been like 5 different ones within an hour this morning that was between like 9 and 12.
Yes.
Eastern time.
A tweet storm.
Yeah. So there was one at 10, but there was another one at 11 and he swore at somebody. I wish my, foggy brain wasn't totally, my chemo brain is totally kicking in right now. So I'm sorry that I can't exactly give you more, but I know that today he ramped it up even more and used language that reporters found themselves going, ordinarily, we wouldn't use this language, but it is the president, and this is what the president said.
Oh, my goodness.
So, you get reporters out there, like, struggling to be all pro and everything, and this is language they'd never use, but they have to because, hey, you can't misquote the president of the United States. So, we're now in the locker room. His tweets are, if they weren't locker roomish enough, they went there even worse within the last 24 to 48 hours.
Uh-oh, hold on. Apparently this has upset Mitt Romney. We're getting an alert. Hold on.
Attention. This is an alert from the Mitt Romney outrage system. The Mitt Romney outrage level has been elevated from troubling to appalling. When the Mitt Romney outrage level is at appalling, take special care in public places when doing normal everyday tasks, such as operating your car elevator or grooming your dressage horse. However, it is important that in a Mitt Romney appalling state of outrage, you continue to go about your business of supporting every Donald Trump policy. Otherwise, the terrorists win. This change in Mitt Romney outrage status is more severe than last month's change from bothersome to disconcerting, but not as alarming as in 2018 when the system went from upsetting to unpleasant. This has been an alert from the Mitt Romney outrage system. We now return to the regularly scheduled programming of 101 Strings performing the greatest hits of the Ramones.
Wow, so even Mittens is upset. This is terrible.
Where'd you find that one?
What?
What?
Oh, that's from one of my favorite YouTubers, Rocky Mountain Mike.
I should have guessed that one.
The Mitt Romney outrage system.
Guessed that
yes, one. It's terrible. It's a calamity, I'll tell you. Wow. So, And he knows that, he's a religious man himself. He's a Mormon, and they're not crazy.
He's a politician, and in my world, I don't care what religion you are, all politicians are crazy.
I'll say this. The man has great hair. He should have been president, but,
he's got better skin than the current president. I mean, at least it's more normal colored.
That is true.
Although we do have the perfect president for October.
Well,
I just realized
that also is true. Yes.
I didn't know that. I just realized it.
Very true. Yes.
We have the pumpkin-esque Trump in.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
you think that if we put little lights into his sleeves or something, he'd walk around with them? Put glow sticks on him.
I don't think he would
make him a Trump-a-lankin.
He doesn't have. He's got other fish to fry these days with the whole impeachment and whatnot. Yeah, he did once on Twitter. He does swear once in a while. I remember at one point he came up with just an oh so clever way of spelling Adam Schiff's last name. And but I think he ended up deleting that tweet. I think that was frowned upon. But he does have this move on Syria does have everyone, all these Republicans, of all the things that may actually cause a schism between Trump and the rest of the Republican Party, it may in fact be this. They are shook. He's got them shook, as I believe the young people say now. They're all shook, and they're getting in his grill about it. I think they say that too.
Doesn't that mean getting into your face?
Yeah. They're all up in his grill because they're shook. Everybody except, of course, Rand Paul, who is very anti-war, who does favor pulling out of Syria. Now, I generally, by the way, have also favored getting out of Syria, as I am also very anti-war. However, it is an interesting point. I am a bit conflicted. It is complicated because these Republicans who are upset and Democrats who are upset as well, and people who operate in the realm of national security and all of this, everyone is upset except for Rand Paul because the problem is, and this is where it gets a little complicated, and it is a valid point. So we leave and Turkey comes in. Apparently that's now Turkey is one of our NATO allies, to be fair. But what Pat Robertson said about Erdogan is also completely fair, that he's a thug and a criminal. But maybe that's why Trump gets along with him. He tends to get along with thugs and criminals better than he does with our close allies. But it is a problem because it won't be the first time we've abandoned the Kurds, certainly.
Yeah.
But we're kind of leaving them, we're kind of hanging them out to dry if we leave in this manner. So there are some problems with it.
We're putting Russia in a good position.
Well, that's one of the problems with it. Yes,
I mean, that's our goal, right?
This may be a gift. In fact, it's largely considered a gift to the Russians. It actually says here, this is from Politico, Congress pressures Trump to back down on Syria betrayal. They're actually using that word, betrayal. But let's grab this call, probably the one call we'll have time for before we have to wrap up. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Matt, what's happening? This is Tony.
Hey, Tony, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? Good. Hey, listen, I'm hearing you talking about the Turks and all that, Kurds
Yes.
and whatever they are.
Yes.
My thing is this, okay, people need to grow up, and it's time for them to take care of themselves. They were trained by our U.S. military. They're good to go. Saudi Arabia and the rest of those clowns over there in the Middle East can step up.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for the U.S. to pull out and take care of home. It's that simple.
No, I don't disagree. As someone who's very anti-war, I mean, one of the things that I've given Trump credit for.
I'm not anti-war. I'm not anti-war because I was in the military.
Yeah.
And, I'm not against, I don't want to say that I'm for killing people, but there's certain things they need to step up. And people can say they're anti-war or whatever, but you lock your door at night, so I don't want to hear about that. Because nobody, if not, you're not into defending yourself.
Well, and I don't want to,
I mean?
I don't want to be, I don't want to be misunderstood either, Tony. When I say I'm anti-war, I don't mean that I'm certainly not a pacifist. by any means.
Because if you become, then guess what happens? You become a slave to somebody.
Sure.
So you don't want that to happen either.
Right.
Does it bother you at all, though, that we're not just pulling out? Trump is encouraging and supportive of Turkey going forward with an armed fight.
Yeah.
He's supporting.
Yeah, they need to learn how to defend themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to defend yourself. There's nothing wrong with that.
You mean you're talking about the Kurds? The Kurds need to defend themselves against, because the Turks are going to go in there and
defend themselves. There's nothing wrong with defending yourself. What's wrong with that?
No, I don't mean that. I mean that Trump has literally come out and said that, given the green light to Turkey to attack the Kurds.
Well, that's part of the plan. Yeah, the Turks move in. I think what Trump thinks, though, is he's saying the Turks aren't going to just come in and clean out the Kurds. That's what Trump does not want to happen. But it seems like every other Republican, except for Rand Paul, doesn't believe that the Turks won't do that because they don't trust Erdogan, which I think is...
You got to understand something. Listen, the whole Middle East is a third world country to a certain extent. And listen, it's really unfortunate, but we can't play the security for everybody. There's certain things that we need to do
agreed.
in this country and take care of our home, stuff like that. And listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we got to go around, doing this and doing that, but we have to be able to protect our own interests. And it's not in our best interest to be over there right now. I mean, we did our thing. We trained them. Now it's time for them to step up and defend themselves. And that's what I think Trump is saying. Basically, our boys are pulling out. You guys got it from here. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's
he is, but he isn't.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
He is, but he isn't. I mean, his post today, one of his many tweets today, he flat out said that, Turkey can do what it wants, but in his quote, let me say this directly, in my great and unmatched wisdom, if Turkey does anything that I consider to be off limits, I will totally destroy and obliterate the economy of Turkey. I've done it before. They must, with Europe and others, watch over.
It is an odd thing to say. He's going to obliterate their economy. I'm not sure how
he's done it before.
Whatever that means. Presidents have been critiqued since the time of century. Whatever. I mean, I get what you're saying, but who cares?
I didn't say it. He did.
Who cares?
I care. Trump said it.
Defend themselves. Americans are just tired of always defending somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with you there. We shouldn't be the world's police.
And stuff like that before. Unless you guys dealt with them directly on a military operation. I dealt with these guys before.
Yeah.
They want peace too, but it's time for them to step up and do it themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody's a big boy and time to step up or whatever the hell they want to call themselves.
No, I think...
find out real quick when somebody's trying to point a weapon at him.
I think we're basically in agreement. I'm a little bit conflicted, but, as a non-interventionist, and maybe that's what I should say instead of anti-war, but, I'd rather we get out of there. I just, I do understand the concern about, kind of turning our backs on the Kurds, but hopefully, Turkey is a NATO ally, so hopefully...
like I said, there's Saudi Arabia and all those other people that can help out. We're not the only ones that can help out in the world.
That is true.
Right? Wouldn't you agree? How come Iran doesn't help them out? How come Iraq doesn't help that? What's the problem? Why does the United States always have to help people?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. No, well,
Iran is with Turkey.
Yeah, Iran
and Turkey and Russia are all friends. And Syria is actually, aligned more with us. So all we're doing is empowering the allies of Iran.
Yeah, maybe to a certain extent, but can I just tell you something? I don't trust anybody. How about that? I don't trust anybody.
I'm right there with
what's
you,
wrong
buddy.
with that? Is that offensive to somebody that I don't trust?
That's not
someone? I don't care. Because you know what? I care about Americans, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
That's what I care about, America and Americans' interests. Not to say that I don't care about anybody in the world. It's just,
of course,
you have to look out for your best interests first. You got to take care of home first.
Yeah.
That's simple.
No, I think we're
wrong with that. Are we all in agreement to that?
No, I think we're in agreement there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's been a big part of my problem with our foreign policy when we go and invade these countries. So, No, I think we're in agreement. All right, Tony. Well, we're almost out of show, but thank you so much for the call.
You got it, buddy. Take care and stay American.
All right, man. You too. Bye-bye. Take care and stay American. That's good advice. I don't think I have a choice, actually. I don't think I can.
Well, I don't know if they changed the laws on when you were born and stuff. I mean,
Well, I could, I
guess we could be un-American.
I could move to Canada and apply for citizenship, but that wouldn't be, well, I could denounce my American citizenship, I guess, but I have no desire to.
I don't have a desire for that. I like being an American.
But Ted Cruz, he's such an American. He denounced his Canadian citizenship, or renounced it, I should say. But anyway, no, but we are out of time. So thank you, Tony, for the call. And we'll probably talk more about this tomorrow because it is complicated. Like I said, I'm basically in agreement, but but I have concerns. I do have concerns.